We're live with you. I will soon be visible on the camera, but for now, please look at the book that we're going to be using. If I can get this stand to work. Okay, does it do the thing? That does the thing? No. Okay. Oh, I was doing it wrong. There. Okay, guys, we are live. Baji and I will be joining you and his siblings for another physics live, cosmology live, dark matter, dark energy, astrophysics live. And I'm just sitting up and I'm about to feed the babies. And so then we're going to continue our discussion and do our usual live. Now, look at some of these pretty pictures that are in the book for now. Maybe I can show it to you like this. And then we will get started with our usual live. Let me feed the babies and then I will sit down with you. So if you're joining as usual, please do like, share, subscribe, share it, tell people about this live, and put something in the chat so we can see that you're here and say hi to you. All right. Oh, Fuji, Suji, Baji. Okay, just have to wash my hands before I give them their meal, and I'll show you the kitty cats as well. Hi guys! Hi, how are you? Please stay on the live. I will be sitting down in a minute here. Hi Vuri, how are you doing? Thank you guys. Can we get 10 likes? We will start soon here. Let me feed the kids here and then we'll get started, okay? I see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Ah, Fuji Suji. It's a very warm night here in Boston tonight. We've been using this book that you're seeing opened to some pretty pictures right now. Here is Baji's voice. He gets excited for his meal. What are you gonna learn tonight, Baji? I'm so thirsty. It's such a hot night. Hi guys, thank you for liking the live. Feel free to put something in the chat. I see Vuri. Thank you, thank you. Come on in and get started. We are just getting started. I went to the gym. I went swimming and that was very lovely because the cold water helps. It's very warm, like a July night. Like tonight in May in Boston, in the US. Got the window open. I think I need to buy a fan, like a stand fan, because I don't always have the air on. The AC, if we can avoid it. Actually, some places in Boston don't even have ACs. Like the houses come without the AC here, but it's been getting warmer here than they're used to. Oh, Fuji, here you go. I was hoping to escape the higher energy bills because the winter was, of course, a lot of gas bill during the winter because of running the heat. So I was hoping that we don't have to turn the AC on too much, so I can have a few months of lower energy bills. But it's already so hot some of the days, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Baji, don't eat her food. No, Baji. Mm-mm. No. Here you go, Baji. Baji tries to eat his sister's food. Baji. All right, guys. I'm just gonna get my water bottle and then sit down, okay? So you will soon see my face, and we will discuss some astrophysics and cosmology. Also, I'm going to tell you about the conference that I will be attending. Oh, Baji, do you want to study quantum again? Baji's very quantum entangled with his sister, Suji, whose food he likes to steal. Hi, Vuri, how's it going? Says Vuri. User VF is saying hello. Hi, user. Hi, stray kids. It is 12:22 in the morning right now. Thank you. It is 12:22. Yes. I will call Moody if Americans try to create problems for you. Feel free to share. Thank you. I really appreciate your encouragement. Okay, so let me just show you. This is the book we'll be using tonight again. I've been meaning to get another book here soon, but we will discuss some stuff from here again, and I will also talk to you about a conference and pull that up, as in get its website going, so you can see. Um, and actually, I will need your input on the conference, as well, the topic that you would like to see and such. So please do stick around. We will be discussing something here quite important that's going to be coming up. And also, I wanted to tell you guys I will be live probably. Hi, Fuji Suji. Can you just shut up? Hi, Fuji baby. Hi, baby. You little babu. I would probably try to well, I think the plan is I have to go live this weekend, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all of those days as well, in the evening time here, Eastern Standard Time. So just make sure that you subscribe and have the notifications on. Hopefully, you will see that I am live. I hope to see you there. So if you're seeing this later on, just know I will be live Friday, Saturday, Sunday, um, starting around 7 p.m. on all of those days. Okay? I actually have a particular collaboration opportunity that will be going on then. Okay, so where is my water bottle? I took something off the corner here because that's where they eat. All right, let me set you up over here. Going. Who else is here? There's my kitchen counter that I just cleaned for you guys. And this is also where we eat. So, what time is it over there? Hi, everybody. I hope that you're going to be joining us here, um, in this live. Keep on, keep on, keeping on, okay? Keep on keeping on. I got my entrance exam results, didn't qualify. Oh, which exam? Where were you trying to qualify? So this is the book. I'm going to tag it as well. Tell me more. Where did you try to get an open job? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully um you've probably got other places that you are trying to get into as well, I imagine. Good luck with those. That's a bummer. Oh gosh. I didn't qualify Punjab University. I would have to bribe them. Bribe them now. Oh, I see. Are you going to be giving them a bribe? Or just going somewhere else? So let me see, what is this button? Um oh, I see. All right, that is fine. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, are you Which field were you trying for? Lighting is on. Okay, there's all these buttons that I have to make sure are properly functioning. My laptop. Okay, so you can see the book, and I will get my water bottle. Microbiology. Oh, wow. That's cool. Microbiology. That's a really cool topic. I don't know much about it. You should share something about it. What do you like about microbiology? Mhm. Immunology. Oh, very nice. These sound like useful things. Thank you for liking and subscribing, guys. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Wuri, did you share with your friends about my channel? Estimated. Okay, that is weird. Huh. That was a big noise. A huge sound was made. Doesn't fit right in the sink. All right, I am now getting my water. The Filtarian Leviosa here. That's what I call my water filter. The Filtarian Leviosa. Because it's levitated and it's a filter. A Filtarian Leviosa. Alright, Filtarian Leviosa. Thank you so much. Okay, that is over there. Lights are on. The ones with the light bulbs working in rooms. Alright, these are off. Up and off. Off and off and off and off and off. Okay. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready for this live to get started? Are you ready, my children? Well, my viewers, my audience members, sisters, brothers, friends, foes. Um, I don't have friends. Hi, buddy. Hi, sis. Hi, Sean. Oh, from Florida. That's right. Hi, user. Okay. Here I am. Here I am. Let's see if I can make this. Can I levitate this like a Filtarian Leviosa? It's not Leviosa. It's Leviosa. It's not working, guys. Some of phone stands don't really work for me. And I use container, a humongous one to stand up my phone. Can you hear me? See me? Do you feel me? Are you ready for your physics live? Are you ready for some cosmic baddie time? Are you ready for cosmology, astrophysics, astronomy, physics? Hi, Saif. Hi, Saifullah. Where are you from? I am from planet Earth. Where are you from? There is Baji Baba. Please pay your respects. Baji knows the most quantum mechanics amongst all his clan. He is specializing in quantum mechanics. Yes, I'm ready for physics so that I can pass my exams next time. Oh my gosh! Was physics a part of your exam? Why is your cat staring at the ceiling? Hi, Bri. Oh, actually, that is Sachi. That is my daughter. That is Sachi. That's not Baji. Um, she's probably found a bug. I was gonna say, if she's staring at the ceiling, if she's actively hunting, then that is probably Suji. And then I checked. Yes, it's Suji. It was physics, maths, and chemistry. Oh, that's right. A lot of entrance exams are the basic sciences for a science topic. That makes sense. Hi, Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Hi, Vuri. Hi, Sean. Cosmic baddie time. It is the time for the cosmos. It is the time to support a cosmic baddie here on YouTube. One, come all. Join us live for Cosmic Baddie Time, where we try to understand the cosmos. Please tell your mothers, sisters, wives, men, friends, neighbors, enemies, everybody about this channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, we'll get started. I will look at the laptop and the live monitor to figure out my settings. Hopper is saying, hello, my beautiful cosmic nerd. Hello, Hopper. Well, thank you so much. I have told my God, but I'm atheist. That's an interesting comment that you've made, Vuri. You didn't tell your relatives? Do you have family? Can you tell them? Hi, Nizam. Are you ready to help? Yes. Hi, Zoksar. Hi, Fully Baked. How are you doing? Can we get 10 likes? Hmm. I'm so sorry. Hi, Zoksar is saying Uranus has much information that we believe it will benefit them. Zoksar! That was a very unhelpful comment, I must say. Eid Mubarak, says Nizam. Vuri is saying, no, I don't have family. I was a but. Well, that is very sad to hear, but hopefully some kind people helped to raise you and you could tell them. Um, Michael is saying you're beautiful. Oh, thank you, Michael. Hi, Godzilla. Sean, I'm a programmer, but I love her streams. Everything is well explained. Thank you, Sean. Hi, Adriel Outspoken. Ever have anything supernatural? That's an interesting question. I'll have to think about it. Tavin is saying hi. Where is my mods? Where are my mods? I wouldn't say Einstein is overrated. He might be somewhat underrated because A lot of people talk about some of his specific work, like relativity, but they don't know that he also contributed to other things, like the beginnings of the quantum phenomenon. So he's called one of the fathers of the old quantum mechanics. This is a topic that we have actually discussed quite a bit on the channel in past lives. And actually, it's one of my favorite topics that sometimes I bring back on the live so that um, we can kind of refresh it. But read any good books lately? Well, I've got a good book with me right now. Thank you, Adriel. Fully baked is saying I didn't. Oh, you're fine. You can ask. I have a problem with Zoxar. Zoxar. Is that how you say it? I hope it's not a bad word. Um, there are some weird people that come into the live and uh okay, it's actually really not that interesting. So we will not get into it. We will talk about more interesting things than that. So let's see. Let me pin the book so I can show you the book we're going to be using here tonight. That is one of the books that we've used. Some other books too, I really like this book. It's called Einstein's Cosmos by Michio Kaku. So, of course, Michio Kaku is a string theorist, and so a lot of string theorists would understand about Einstein's contribution in relativity because relativity is the starting point. General theory of relativity is the starting point for superstring theory. So, um, this book goes into some of the history of Einstein's work, and it's actually very interesting. So I really like this book. Maybe I can find it for you here. So let me see if I can find it on YouTube so that I can tag it. But sometimes, oh yeah, I think this is it. Michio Kaku, Einstein's Cosmos, How Albert Einstein's Vision Transformed Our Understanding of Space and Time. This book, I've had it since I was a child, and it really helped me. I think it was one of the things that motivated me. Do you have a degree? Yes, I do. I do have a PhD in physics in the subtopic of particle astrophysics. Okay? So, thank you for joining. Did I add it? Okay, here it is. Um, let's see. Since I don't see my mods, I noticed they dot the I with the heart to soft. Hi, Godzilla. I'm not sure what you mean. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Kaden. Do you have kids? Splitting of the Moon by Prophet in OK. The hair is. Thank you. Hi, Shane. So, because you asked about Einstein. Hi, Sean. A PhD. You're still a baby. I'm not. I'm not a baby, but I do have a PhD. You must be well read. I found a master's hard to obtain. Oh, like and subscribe, everybody. Please. Uh, I'll pin that. Please do like and subscribe. Do you guys have any questions specifically tonight that you'd wanna, like a topic that you wanna cover? Because otherwise, I mean, we'll just do generally whatever cosmology, astrophysics, astronomy topics that I kind of think of. But if you have any questions, let me know. Sometimes the chat, the live stream can be kind of driven by those types of questions that you ask, okay? Why is the moon resting? I can't stop. I want to be the first person in the world to land on the sun. Well, good luck to you, Integra boy. So, mhm. I really hope that one of my mods are here soon because this is going to be a little tough for me to moderate while I'm also trying to teach and whatnot. So I hope that that works out. Moderators, if you're here, please let yourselves be known. And I have many, but sometimes none of them can be found. String theory! Oh, that's right. I did say we would talk about string theory. Okay, so string theory, we can go into that. How about that? We can. All right. Are you guys able to see the books that I pinned? Do you think I can survive? Probably not. Not cool at all, says Buddy. Well, that's you guys are funny. So, okay. All right. Did I pin that you should like and subscribe? Yes. I made a goal, which hopefully you can see, and I pinned my please like and subscribe. Okay. I will also now share the live. That's the last thing. Let me do that. How many planets and galaxies are present in the so planets are pretty hard to find sometimes because they don't have their own light and they're much smaller than their host stars. But oh wait, do I not I might not have YouTube on this phone anymore. But we have lots and lots of stars. I think more than we can count, and galaxies as well. Thank you, Curtis. How are you? Hi, Curtis. Hi, JS Frags. Hi, Godzilla. Hi, Joshua. They say you need to be very. That's the person I blocked. Okay, great. Okay. Thank you for joining, everybody. Actually, before we get into the topics, let me also talk to you about this conference that I will be attending with you guys. In fact, I will be going live from the conference, so you will be able to see some of these things. Space-time entanglements! It's amazing to me how many exoplanets have been found. Yes, lots of exoplanets have been found, but they are hard to find. Good evening, Doctor, says Sir Adam Skinowski. Hi, Sir Adam. How are you? You're from Poland, right? How is it going there? By the way, thank you for liking the live. Appreciate it. Can we get everyone to like the live? Good evening. How is Poland? How is everything, guys? Hi, Nine Sure. Hello. Okay. Now this has kind of stopped. My chat looks weird, but oh, you know what? I think I can go like this. I'm back. Can you see me again? Yes, doctor, I'm from Poland. Great memory. Crazy to think about black holes eating entire galaxies while we chat. Yes, doctor, I'm from Poland. Yes, good. So you can see me again, I hope. I was just sharing the live because my other phone doesn't have YouTube anymore. I had to delete some apps because my phones got filled up, like I was out of storage because I make content and I have too many things going on. So, hi Orwa, hi Sir Adam, hi user. We can see you. Thank you. Hi Raj Kumar. It seems like everything is connected to space and time. Why do humans live? Hmm. I don't know about that. I hope that's something, you know, uh, there is a happy way to answer that, but I don't know. Okay. All right. Please do like, share, subscribe. So now, hi RC Loeb or Jai Hind. Hi Hussein. If stars are full of gas. Hi Jack Nitro. Happy Eid Mubarak. Hello sister, you look like my elder sister. Thank you. And hi to you, elder sister. By the way, are you guys still able to see me or is there an issue? I hope there is not an issue, but somebody mentioned black holes. So maybe we will cover them real quickly from this book. So now let me remind you that we have actually talked about black holes in the past and from various other books and textbooks. So thank you for liking. Please do like and subscribe. And we've talked about the classical theory, where you can solve for the black holes equations from general theory of relativity and all that stuff. So we've kind of spoken about these things before. So hopefully some of this is review if you're coming back. But if not, then no worries because we're actually using a book that is very approachable and it's a very simple, good to, easy to understand kind of text. And so hopefully it will be easy to follow. So we can talk about that. I just picked a topic because somebody mentioned black holes, and sometimes people ask questions that we elaborate on. So keep those coming as well in the chat. On the laptop, I think the chat is a little delayed. So if I don't see your comment right away, then I appreciate if you can maybe just let me know again later. Okay, is everything good? Hi, Google Map. The lights within the earth. Hi, Fuji. Favorite sci-fi series is Stargate. Are people able to see and hear me just fine? Back to the best live stream ever. Thank you, Hussein. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. So let's first talk about giant stars. We have actually talked before about how stars, they live and die. And actually, through the process of uh, their their life and their eventual death, we end up here because the elements that we're made of, the normal matter that we're made of, because we've also talked about dark matter, which is a different kind of thing, but the ordinary elements from the periodic table, anything above or heavier than hydrogen and helium, which is basically just periodic table atomic number 1 and 2. Everything else, so 3 and above, are all made in stars. So to be a star, because you might wonder what qualifies as a star. To be a star, you just need a nuclear power plant in your belly. Okay. So it's going to be a massive object which has nuclear reactions going on in its belly. Because the Earth is pretty big. I mean, the Earth is not uh, some of the bigger planets that we know, but you might think, the Earth is big, Mars is all right. Mars is smaller volume than the Earth. Venus is a planet that is actually very similar in size to Earth. Why aren't we stars, right? We are planets. We have our star, the sun, and we are part of the solar system. We're orbiting our sun, our star, in this home star system, which is our solar system. We could have had two stars in this solar system, but we just have the one, so it's a very special one, the sun. And it has its planets, dwarf planets, asteroids, dust, gas, debris, all of that in the solar system. There was actually a lot more debris when we were first kind of getting started in the solar system, when it was forming um, for a while there. Um, Actually, a lot of the debris, sometimes it's called planetesimals, and a lot of the debris actually got cleaned up eventually. We used to get um, hit by debris, and we would get craters, and a lot of cratering happened. Moon still has craters. For example, I'm kind of going into a tangent now, but some of the craters have been basically, what's the word, like smoothed out, like stuff has piled on over them, and so the craters have gone away on a planet like the Earth, because the Earth is geologically active. You could have volcanoes kind of paved over. That's what I wanted to say. So, but we still have some craters, but a lot of it could have gotten paved over, etc., etc. So, those are some of the planets kind of things that we've actually also talked about. I have a playlist on planets. Um, as well on this channel. Like, I think the playlist that I contribute to the most is just my physics, cosmology, astrophysics playlist. But I actually also have a playlist called Planets by Oindri, I think something like that. And if you join that playlist, you will hear a lot more about planets specifically. And planets are not exactly my exact background, but we did study them together here on this channel. So, naming some of the bigger planets, for example, Jupiter is a really big planet. It's the biggest planet in our solar system. Why don't we call Jupiter a sun or a star, right? And sometimes, actually, interestingly, Jupiter is actually called a failed sun because it is so big. And actually, Jupiter does give off quite a fair amount of radiation as well. But it is not the type of radiation or the type of process that would be needed for something to qualify as a star. So Jupiter, even though it is so much bigger than us on this Earth, so much bigger than uh like all the other planets, especially the rocky planets or the inner planets, which is Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. But Jupiter is not a star because Jupiter does not have a nuclear reactor in its belly. So, objects, massive objects, with nuclear reactors in their bellies in the skies are called stars. You have to do the nuclear reaction process. You have to do some kind of nuclear physics um, in your belly in order to be a star. Um, and generally, these processes are nuclear fusion process. So you're taking lighter elements and you're making heavier elements out of them. So our sun, which is a relatively simple star, I don't want to say it's simple in every way possible, but it's simple sort of in this context. Hi, Meta Shenanigans. I could listen to you talk about science all day long, girl. Thank you, Meta Shenanigans. How are you? Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you for all the gifts, super chats, things like that, okay? I really appreciate it. The sun got greedy. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Emiliano. So I'll read I'll read your comments, the wonderful comments you guys are making in just a moment. Um I did want to make this distinction. So, very simply put, in the context of these nuclear reactions that I've been mentioning, our sun is a simple one. Um, that doesn't mean that writing down equations and, you know, fully predicting exactly, how it will work and modeling the sun is, just a simple thing, because even though it's a kind of a more smaller star, exact things that happen in a star are not never really that simple. I actually personally find our sun to be a little hard to I don't know, understand in terms of the details of its different processes that it does. It just it just has a lot of little details that you have to be aware of, okay? Well, we'll get into that one day. But it is a not very big star. So, but even then, it is, doing nuclear fusion, and it mainly takes hydrogen and does nuclear fusion on hydrogen nuclei to make helium, which is a heavier element than hydrogen, of course. Right? So, um, hydrogen nucleus just has the one proton in terms of atomic number, and then hydrogen, if you take multiple hydrogen nuclei, you can fuse that together to make the helium nucleus. So this is the type of nuclear reaction, okay? So don't get it confused with nuclear fission, or the process that's used in atomic bomb. Um, that is different, but this is nuclear fusion, which is also of course, explosive kind of, process. So, nuclear fusion happens in the bellies of stars. So, that's the foundation. Okay, that we know that. And pretty much when the universe got started in the Big Bang, which is pretty much the acceptable origin of the universe, the theory that supports that, that's supported by evidence, the Big Bang theory, that says that pretty much the only elements that we started with, so what we kind of got soon after Big Bang, is just hydrogen and a bit of helium. So everything else comes from the nuclear fusions in stars, in various different types of stars, some of them big, some of them bigger, and some of them the biggest stars. Um, and that's how we are here, because all the heavier elements, like any heavy element that you can think of, iron, very common, gold, silver, everything, platinum, everything had to be made in the stars. And then when the star dies, um, oftentimes for the bigger stars, it will actually take a lot of its outer layers can actually get kind of ejected out into the interstellar medium during the cataclysmic collapse of the star, because when a star starts to die, when it runs out of nuclear power, which is the thing I was saying, the criterion for a star to be a star is that it needs to have a nuclear reactor in its belly, but there are details there in nuclear physics which lead to ultimately, depending on the star, it's gonna run out of nuclear fusion and it will collapse under its own gravitation. And in that type of collapse, we end up with a cataclysmic event, which is a supernova, which can be it's an extreme event, but it can be more or less extreme depending on the mass of the original star. And in some cases, those outer layers of the star get ejected out in that explosion. Okay. So even though the star is collapsing and ultimately will create a stellar remnant or a compact object, right? So a star has two main things: the nuclear reactor in its belly, which keeps it alive, keeps it burning, keeps it giving off energy. That's how the sun is still the sun. The sun is burning. It is converting hydrogen to helium. And that is how we get sunlight, energy, heat. It's warm in Boston, all that. So that's how a star stays alive. But then the other sort of thing that is also kind of working against the star being alive is its gravitation. A star is a massive object. Massive objects have a lot of gravitation. Gravitation tries to clump matter. So gravitation tries to take matter and bring it closer. That's how we form the first galaxies and stars. So even within a star, gravitation will be working, right? So when there is that threshold that's crossed, where the star is running out of nuclear power, there can start a collapse, basically. So you would think that collapse would mean something kind of just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And you would be right. Eventually, when a star dies, we are left with a very much smaller in volume, compact object, which comes to be due to extreme gravitational collapse. But there are some other things going on too, which leads to the cataclysmic explosion. And some of that explosion leads to some of the shedding of the outer layers of the star into space, which leads to the star's material being essentially gifted out to interstellar medium. And then those things, that gas that comes from the star, basically the body of the star, like parts of the body of the star, will go on to make the next generation of star systems, uh, nebula. Basically, we all come from a nebula condensating to make the solar system, our solar system. And that's how we have something like gold. Because gold is a very heavy element. You can't make gold without stars in the past living and dying for us. Okay, so so hopefully this is clear. In our own solar system, what happened is we come from a nebula, just like what I was talking about, a nebula that is made up of star materials from a previous star that used to live and then died. And that nebula did its own thing because, the formation of a star, it's a lot of like thermodynamics. And thank you. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you for the sparkles. I love that. Thank you, Barry's money. Thank you, Barry, for the sparkles. Hi, Rajkumar. So I'll talk about that, Rajkumar. That's a great question. So the substances in space can also mm-mm-mm. I'm trying to get rid of the spam. It's very unhelpful. The periodic table does not. So the periodic table does apply to outer space, okay? All the we are part of space too, okay? The Earth is not, I know it's our home, but we are also space, okay? Earth is in space. So whatever the Earth is made of, it comes from outer space. We are definitely from space, darlings, whether you like it or not, okay? And hi, Reason 1024. So I'm going to get to Rajkumar's question. I'm so sorry that the chat has been difficult to read because of the spam, and I have no mods here tonight. So they're not able to help me. Where did you study? Astronomy. I went to university at the Ohio State University. Hi, Scott. Um, okay. So I'll keep going for this thing, okay? So there are some thermodynamics is very important for a nebula, for a gigantic gas cloud that will pretty much condensate. There is a process, like basically things get cool enough to come closer, but then they get hot enough to do some more things. And basically, this nebula also had angular momentum, and pretty much we came to be. We pretty much come from this nebula that is pre-solar system, and most of the mass of the nebula went to the sun, and most of the angular momentum from the nebula went to us, the planets, the different planets, not just the Earth. So that's how we all came to be. Our star system was formed over many, many, many years. Built, took a long, long time, billions of years, and even after we became sort of a solar system. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Even after we were still doing, the solar system evolved even after forming. Okay, like the solar system had a bunch of debris, like I was talking about. Earth was not livable, things like that. So we're lucky that the solar system went through this kind of evolution, and here we are. So let's see. Oh, thank you, Barry's money. It's Barry who did the super chat. Oh, very nice. Thank you, Barry, for the $10. Thank you, Barry, for the super chat. Really appreciate you. Uh, Hi, Mad Dog. Subbed. Nice to listen to someone with brains on here. Oh, thank you, Shane. Thank you, Mad Dog. Was that you? Oh, thank you, Mad Dog. Oh my gosh, you sent me sunshine. Oh, that is very appropriate for this discussion. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your support, your help. It helps me to run the channel and do the physics education here, okay? Thank you so, so very much um for your help. Sorry I have to get distracted by the chat and keeping it a little, sane because I don't have my mods here. Let's get it going. Appreciate the knowledge. Thank you, Mad Dog. Thank you, Barry's money. Thank you for the $10 and thank you for the gift, the sunshine. So, basically, we could have been a binary, but we're not. Okay, we just have the one sun because most of the mass went to the sun. And you do have to have, think about it. So, making a star needs a lot of mass. And basically, the gas particles inside a star is doing thermodynamic processes, getting cool enough to come close, but then hot enough to then basically make the nuclear reactor thing going on, which is the essential for a star. So making a star itself, it's a complicated it's a complicated process, but it's a thermodynamic process, and it happens. So then let's say we've made the star and we're doing the nuclear physics, right? And it's a star already. As I was saying, eventually, oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Add as a moderator. Thank you, Sean. So Sean from Florida is going to be a mod. That's a great point. So energy conversion, adding further. Mm-hmm. 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 Hi, A David. Hi, Ayush. Hi, Grady. Well, you didn't ask me to be your. Well, do you want to be? We can talk about that. The nebula. We can talk about it. So let me just finish the thought I had. So we actually, if you guys, this is kind of nice, isn't it? We can talk about the nebula that we come from and how we made the sun and our planets from it. So that is our personal history. Us coming from that nebula, right? So and Earth becoming much more habitable over time, et cetera, et cetera. Because Earth was a lot like Venus. You know how Venus has a poisonous atmosphere and you can't breathe there and it's very hot? Well, it's very hot because it's closer to the sun, but the atmosphere being poisonous also does not help because it's not friendly towards life at all. And Earth was kind of like that, but then we are at a perfect distance away where we can have oceans, we can have liquid water, and that is actually what ultimately cleaned up our atmosphere and made it breathable and uh, helped a lot with being a much more habitable planet. So Earth is really special in that sense, okay? In many senses, but this is one of them. So I wanted to be clear that a massive object that is doing nuclear physics is a star. Okay? This is important to understand because when the star will collapse, um, under its own gravitation, is when it kind of runs out of that nuclear fuel. And how that happens, there are a lot of details, but for example, some of the most massive stars will have an iron core. So it has pretty much converted all the lighter elements in the core to iron, and iron is a very extremely stable nucleus. Okay, so it has a belly of iron, and the nuclear reactions to make the heavier and heavier elements require more and more energy, and actually the more energy that the star uses to make the heavier elements, the more it's actually accelerating its own death. So they say the fatter stars die faster, so the biggest stars will have cores of iron, and they're capable of making even heavier than that, even much heavier than that. But as they're doing that, more and more and more, the faster that they are dying. Okay, so in some sense we're lucky we just have um hi Pambafo, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so yes, I do these to study and also to help with physics outreach. So the bigger stars die even faster. Our sun, we're lucky, just does hydrogen to helium. So it's doing a pretty, the kitty cats are running and playing. It's doing a pretty, I don't want to say simple, but a more lighter element kind of business. Like it's taking hydrogen and making helium. And it's really young still. So it's kind of doing that. And so we're lucky we don't have to worry about like a sun that's like crazy and about to die, and that would be a very different. I mean, I guess we wouldn't be really around to be commenting on it if that was the case. So yeah, and helium is also a stable nucleus. So we are making hydrogen to helium. Helium has a very stable nucleus. It's called binding energy. So I don't want to get into the rabbit hole of nuclear physics at this exact moment, but I mean we can. But basically, you can look up something called binding energy for different nuclei. It's specific nuclear physics type of science that we would be getting into, and different nuclei are have different binding energy, and different nuclei are differently stable. So helium is very stable, and the next one that's really stable, it's sort of like there's a peak going on with if you plot binding energy versus atomic number, and the next peak is at iron. So after you make iron, that's also another big indicator. Like all the biggest stars will have, like I was saying, the core of iron. And once you've done that, you are fast running out of things, because you are nuclear energy, because you actually have done a lot of work already. And at some point your belly is getting very heavy, right? Like just imagine a huge star with a belly of iron that's still doing nuclear reactions, and the more it does, the more uh, it's running out of the things to do that thing with, and it's getting heavy, so it's gonna collapse. Like as soon as gravity starts to win, that is when a star is gonna collapse. Now, why am I talking about stars and their collapse, and why am I saying all of this for so long? It's because I want you to understand, I want you to get into the rhythm of this, because that is what leads to a black hole. Okay, so I really want you to appreciate what kind of happens foundationally in a star, and what stars really even are, and what they're doing, not only because, well, they're very important to us, but because that is how we will understand black holes. Okay, so, oh, Ben, you're here. Oh, thank gosh. Ben, you're here. Hi, Rudolph. Wrote, hopefully I said that. Ben, thank you. I have a bully. Thank you, Rudolph. I know. Hi, Erica. It's just breaking up, the chat. Like I can't see everybody's comments. But okay, I'm glad you're here, Ben. Hmm. Okay, I will. Oh, hi, Heike is here. Hello, my friend from Finland. I think Poland and Finland are both represented now. Hello, Heike. It's early morning for you. 1:20. Ben, Heike, Finland, Poland, everybody. Thank you for joining, guys. um, okay, I'm gonna come to this question. That is interesting. Okay, so I've been going on about stars and how they have a nuclear reactor in their belly, and eventually when gravitation wins, the star will start to collapse. Now, think about it. This is a massive object, okay? Star is very, very big. If you think Jupiter is big, which Jupiter is sometimes called a failed sun because it is such a big planet, but it does not have a nuclear reactor in its belly. So it is just a planet. It's a gas giant, but it is still just a planet. Well, guess what? The sun is much bigger. Stars are much, much, much bigger. Stars, actually, I'll just categorize them. They go from sort of, we'll just say low mass stars, bigger mass stars, and the biggest mass stars. We'll keep it simple language. So think about it. A huge, massive object that was doing nuclear fusion because of the environment inside it. Uh, it can, it's a very extreme environment and it's a very extremely big object. Now it starts to collapse upon itself. It's gotten like it's running out of nuclear power, and it was big enough in the first place. It was massive enough in the first place. Depending on the mass of the original star, which will actually govern pretty much everything, the types of how heavy of the elements it can make, what kind of death it will have, what kind of explosion it will have, what kind of stellar remnant it will create at the end. All of that is dependent on the mass of the original star, by the way. So a huge thing is collapsing, right? Because it cannot sustain itself anymore. So, depending on how massive the original star is, that collapse is more or less extreme. So, the lowest mass stars have the least extreme collapse, which makes sense, right? They're the lowest mass. They will still collapse and make a compact object. The bigger mass stars will have a more extreme collapse, and they will collapse and make a different kind of compact object in the end, that is the stellar remnant. And then the biggest mass stars will have the most extreme gravitational collapse, where that gravitational collapse leads to the most gravitationally intense, infinite gravitationally dense thing ever. And that will lead to a black hole. Okay? So that's why I've been mentioning about stars, because black holes come from a star's death. A star dies, the most massive stars, when they die and when they collapse under their own gravitation after they're out of the nuclear fusion, nuclear power that they were doing during their lifetime, when these biggest stars collapse under their own gravitation, they make black holes. Something like our sun, which is a lower mass star. It's one of the it's in the bracket of the lowest mass stars. That will make a compact object called a white dwarf. Something like um the bigger, the middle category will make neutron stars, which are pretty extreme compact objects. In fact, we mentioned about how they were first, discovered their pulsars. Um, Jocelyn Bell discovered them during her PhD when she was actually looking at quasars, I believe. And actually, fun fact, when she first, when she discovered neutron stars and then people understood that these are like neutron stars, this actually gave hope to the people who had theorized about black holes existing as something with infinite gravitational field, something with infinitely dense, something with a lot of gravitation, like the most gravitation, um to the point of to the point of a singularity, basically. People had theorized that as something that could theoretically exist, and they had called it black hole, but they didn't know that it actually really existed in nature. So when they discovered the neutron stars, which come from these middle mass category stars, then they actually had hope, like, oh my gosh, well, a neutron star is a pretty extremely compact object. Like it is, you go from a really massive star to like a 10-kilometer radius little compact object. And that's like Manhattan size. Like, how do you go from so big to like a Manhattan size compact object? That's a pretty extreme collapse. Like, because, if we had not chanced upon neutron stars, we would not know that that kind of extreme collapse is even possible, right? Like, we don't know, right? I mean, we can observe and we can measure and we can theorize and we can come up with models that will model gravitational collapse, but you do need to see one or more in the wild to know that this is actually true. Like, wow, like the thing we thought, like where stars are dying and creating a compact object, that really does happen, and that really does create such a more extreme type of collapsed object, which is a neutron star. So once they found them, they were like, wow, I mean, does this mean that black holes exist? And sure enough, black holes are also real. They are they're also part of the nature and also to be found in the wild. So uh black hole, basically general relativity gave us black holes in theory a long time ago, but we did not know that they actually existed because, of course, black holes are very dark. They're black. They are um, not letting even light escape. They're basically they're bending space time so much that light will not escape them, classically speaking. And so they're hard to find. But actually, we've found some ways of finding them, such as looking at what's kind of happening around a black hole, etc., etc. But we'll get into that. But this is why I have been talking about stars, because ultimately, a star collapsing will make a black hole, and the biggest stars, especially specifically, will make a black hole. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. Hi, Arpit. Am I a tarot reader? I can read tarot, but currently we're actually discussing astrophysics. Hi, Blink. Hi, Muskan. How are you doing? Sun will become a red giant. Mhm. Earthling is asking, when will Betelgeuse explode? It's due. Hi, Clint. Hi, Mr. Drew. Yeah, I mean, Mercury is very close to the sun, so probably, definitely. Hi, Crazy Kid. Hi, Space Time. Okay, so I wanted to give you that little spiel before we start this topic, or well, before we read from this book. Um, I wanted to mention about stars and how they are connected to black holes. So I wanted to mention stars are connected to black holes, but also keep in mind that supermassive black holes are supermassive because they have eaten more. Okay? So don't get it twisted. We do need a star to die and collapse and make a black hole. But then, if that black hole continues to eat and accrete material for a long, 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 long time, then it can become a supermassive one. Okay? So a star collapsing is not necessarily going to make a supermassive black hole, as far as I understand. Okay? Hi, focused guru. By the way, guys, everybody, thank you so much for the super chats, the gifts, and everything. I really appreciate it. The moon is not made of cheese. It's actually made of some of the things it's made of is pretty earthly. So that's why there is a theory, a model that the moon is pretty much, comes from part of Earth. Um, but the cheese-like looking thing is because of craters. Thank you for the gift. Yes, that's Sachi, Mama. Hi, Sachi. It's the Swiss cheese. Hi, Jimmy. Jimmy sent a floating heart. Thank you. The moon has craters, and because the moon's surface is really old, as in the moon does not have volcanoes to pave over the craters, and that's why it still has those craters, and that is why it looks like cheese. Okay, so that's a great question. Oh, that's good to know. Ben. Thank you, Parker. So, let me read the top fans really quickly. So number one is Barry. Thank you, Barry, for the super chat. Number two is Pumbafo. Thank you, Pumbafo, for the, I think, also a super chat. Number three is Mad Dog. Thank you, Mad Dog. Number four is Adriel. Number five is Scooby. Number six is It's Gimme. Number seven is Shreya. Hi, Shreya. Number eight is Newtons. Number nine is Juan. And number 10 is Reason. Hi, Juan. Hi, Reason. You're one of the aliens? Okay. Thank you for the super chats and gifts. By the way, Ben, are you going to be here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday when I go live? Hi, Kieran. So I will have to go live for a brand partner on Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the upcoming weekend and also probably the next weekend. So I will be live again, okay? Um, just so you know, it's going to be around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please be here if you can. That would be lovely if you can be here for that. Subscribe. I actually don't know about that. The chickpea versus garbanzo bean. I don't know. Mm. I like chickpeas. Okay, now I'm actually going to tell you about the conference. Ben and everybody, I am going to be at a conference coming up in June. And I want to share some of the talks and um, materials from that conference with you guys here on the channel. So let's take a quick look here together. Hi, Mr. Drew. Hi, Bright Ox. Hi, Ronald. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the emojis. Thank you for the gifts. Hi, Descendo. Thank you, Scooby. Hi, Himanshu. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thank you. It's gonna be a fun live because I'm gonna have to like play a game and stuff. Whatever the sponsor is wanting me to show you, which I think it's gonna be a game. Hi Blazer, hi Reason. You'll be waiting. So yes, the conference is going to be June 10, 11, and 12. And I will try to stream during the afternoon for sure. So June 10th and June 11th afternoon Eastern Standard Time. So let's actually look at it real quick right here. It's the 20th anniversary of the Center of Cosmology and Astroparticle Physics. And this is where I graduated from. And I'm going back to participate in this conference. So let me share about that real quick. Let's look at these. Okay, the dates are Wednesday, June 10, Friday, June 12th. Main events will be in the physics research building. So this is where I used to work and go to school. And I have not been there since I graduated. Thank you, Ronald. I really appreciate it. Did you subscribe? Can you like, share, subscribe? I think tonight's lecture is pretty much over. I think I'll be back uh probably tomorrow or Thursday. Thank you, Sir Adam. Because I'm a little tired. Just remember next time. Hi, Pranay. Ohio State University, yes. Just remember next time we will start with the giant stars and go towards the black holes. But I covered the spiel of uh, how black holes are connected to stars tonight. Jeremy! Jeremy, how are you? So, Let me keep on reading the schedule for this conference. I'm gonna be on the panel at this conference. One of the panels. Oh, there I am. This is actually my first time looking at it. I wanted to. Ooh. Stephen Perhira is giving a talk. First results from the radar echo telescope for cosmic rays on June 12th, 10 to 10:20 a.m. I know him. All right, let me look at the schedule. Wednesday, 10th June, continental breakfast. First 20 years of CCAP. Illuminating dark matter baryon interactions with JWST. That would be really interesting. Yeah, let me send you the schedule. It's in Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to be streaming from the conference, guys, so you'll basically be part of it. It's going to be great. Hi, Nee. Hi, Pandey. How are you doing? Which dream are you talking about? Yes, that was Baji. That was Baji. You recognize him. You recognize him. No, he's not hungry because he just got dinner and snacks. Hmm. Hi, Carolyn. He wants attention. Exactly. Hi, knee crappers. Mm. Did I see the new Star Wars movie? No. Actually, haven't seen a movie in a really long time. Hi, Corrado. What are you talking about? Are you asking if I speak Hindi? Yes, I do. Hi, Pompey. He does want attention. Yeah, he's here. Oh, God. I just reported that person. Uh, Took me a minute. Hi, Factor. I do have allergies. Well, they're a little better now. They were really bad in March, well, April. They were really bad in April. But I have had a lot of allergy issues, but right now it's better. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Pompey. Thank you, Ben. Hi, Santosh. Hi, casual. Burritos. Yes, physics. It is getting late, so let me just finish. So, Ben, did you get the did you guys get the okay, June 10th, Ranjan Laha, Dark Secrets of Baryons. I really wish I could see that, but I don't know if I will be able to make that talk because I'll get in my flight. My name is Oindri. That's how I pronounce it. Then coffee break. Oh my God, I really want to see this talk. Annika Peter. Annika Peter, Dr. Peter is a big authority on dark matter. Hi, Mr. Drew, what's up? Okay, I'm gonna do my level best to be there for Annika Peter's talk, 11:10 a.m. EST on June 10, but hopefully I can because let me just tell you. Ooh, I really like Katie Akatal. Okay, lunch is from 12:30 to 2. So definitely 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Let me give you the schedule. Okay. I will also put this in the description of the video, okay? So I'm definitely gonna try and be live. Like I'll plan to be live 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. June 10. And now let's look at June 11th's schedule. Oh, Chris Harada will give a talk. I love it. I know these people. Cosmological results from Desi. We will definitely. Ooh, it's gonna be in Scott Lab. That's where I used to go for math. Eastern time, yes, Ben. So both June 10 and June 11, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern, live. Yes. Okay, because oh, Keith. Oh, thank you, casual burritos. It's not a sat and sun. It's gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thank you, casual burritos, for the gift memberships. Sir Adam Skinoski, it's gonna be on my channel. I will be streaming from the conference, okay? Right here. Live on my channel. Exactly, my friends. So, Eastern time afternoon is going to be probably a little bit sort of in the evening, nighttime for you in Poland. I'll be on a panel. I'm not sure that I will be live during my time. I haven't decided. You're really so cute. Oh, thank you. Hi, Kelu Handsome. Hi, Paris. I will be talking about, I'm on the career panel, I think. Actually, oh, they spelled my last name wrong. Panel on jobs and industry. Energy, Kirsten Casey. Hang Long. Thank you, Rahul. I don't listen to others besides you for physics education. Thank you. Well, be here on the channel. I'm looking at the schedule. It's all the mostly all people I know. Thank you, Adnan. Opportunity for the most passive aggressive email ever sent. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ducindo. Sent 5 Baji and physics gift memberships. And Ben became a member. Silly Little Kitties became a member. Jay became a member. Doc said became a member. Darius became a member. Thank you to all thanks to Descendo. Thank you so much for gifting the memberships. I really appreciate you. Hi, Joshua. Thank you for the love. June 10th, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. June 11th, same thing. How did they misspell your surname? I know, right? I will email them and correct it. I'll be like, hey, Can you correct my surname, my last name, and also this is my plan for the live streams. Hi, Nix. Navdeep, hello. Who is Oindri Banerjee? What's your nationality? I asked you something. Are you nervous? No, I'm not nervous. I'll have fun. But I just don't want to be distracted. Hi, Neon. Why did they misspell my name? I think because it's just a mistake. That's my outfit. It's a pink dress. Mhm. Brian Cox. I'm not sure he'll be there. Hello, Vuri. Hello, Sahib. Buddy is saying you're taller than I thought. Well, I'm 5 feet and 5 feet 4.5 inches. Show your favorite pair of jeans. I can show that next time. Well, I can wear my jeans. I can wear my favorite pair of jeans some one time and go live, but I don't know if I'm gonna wear my jeans anytime soon because it's gonna be hot. I usually save my jeans for cooler weather. What's your favorite ethnic dress? Um, I really like lehenga, sari, of course. Anita is actually my PhD project's name, Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna. Mm-hmm. Astronomy, astrophysics, cosmology. Yes. Hair length is that. Hopefully you can see. It's actually kind of long right now. Yep, I love astrophysics. What is the dress code for the conference? Probably just business casual. It's academia, it's not too strict. I have a degree, well, I have multiple degrees in physics. Mm-hmm. It's in physics, yeah. I have 3 degrees in physics. My degrees are in physics, physics, and physics. Jennifer Johnson. Heidi. Oh. Oh. By the way, okay. You know what? Okay. Now let me put this conferences. Um, I'm big smart. What does that mean? Can we get 100 likes? So now I'm going to change the. Who is Sarah? Where is Sarah? Mm, of course you can try, Sarah. Let's change the name of this live stream. What are we gonna call it? Let's call it extreme gravitational collapse. And where are my mods? Because there was drama in this live. There was more drama in this live stream episode than I've got than I've gotten usually, guys. What is up with that? You should call it your misspelled. Ben, look at you. You remember now. I don't know too much about the PhDs in art. Ben, look at you. You remember. I know, buddy, there were so many creepy folks in the stream tonight. Like a lot more than I feel like sort of more extreme than usual. So actually we will call it that. Extreme gravitational collapse and extreme hate in the chat tonight. Love you, my friends, though. Love you, my friends. Hashtag physics class. Extreme gravitational collapse and extreme hate in chat. I can't, it's too long, so I have to get rid of the. Extreme class name and timeout. Benito! Yes, you are. Ooh, Anita? Antarctic Impulsive Transit Antenna? El Nino. The collapse of my faith in humanity. Thank you, N4. Yes, climate change is a definitely on my mind. Say something. I don't know what that means. Oh, say something in physics that I studied. Well, I've been doing that. Hi, Bellagana. Oh, let me tell you the top fans right now. After those people, some people bought memberships. Thank you. Thank you all, and thank you, universe. Number one is still Barry's money. I think the super chat was Barry, and then number two, Pomafo, another super chat. Number three is Mad Dog. Number four is Vuri. Number five is Rajkumar. Number six is Sir Adam Skinowski. Thank you. Number seven is Marty. Number eight is Buddy. Number nine is Jeremy. And number 10 is Space Time Entanglements. My friends, thank you so much. We do need 100 likes. Can you bribe your admission? No, I don't think you can bribe MIT. Extreme gravitational collapse and extreme hate in chat tonight. Love you, my friends. Okay, I will share CCAP's 20th conference webpage here, so that you know that the schedule and that we will go live. Conference schedule. And it might be 2 to 3 p.m. It might be more times than that too that I go live, okay? But those time slots for sure. For sure. Mr. Drew, you should do a super chat now. Conference June 10, June 11. Both those dates, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Hi, Russian. Thank you, Mr. Drew, for the super chat. Show my jawline? I don't know. Oh, God. Justin? Who is that? Okay. All right. I've shared the conference schedule, like the website for the conference where you can go and see all these different uh talks and whatnot, what the stuff that will be happening at the conference. And then hi Justin. And then also June 10 and June 11, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Those slots I will go live for you to cover the conference. And yes, of course I have my own website too. I can share that. And then probably extra time slots as well. Okay? Thank you guys. I will hang out for a few more moments and then I'll go to bed, okay? Thank you for being here tonight, and I will continue with the giant stars and black holes next time. My website is called howtophd.org. I also have a few books on Amazon, but more about that on my website. Ooh, I can talk a little bit about Anita. One second. Hi, Justin. Hi, Harry. I'm calling this live extreme gravitational collapse. An extreme hit in chat tonight. Love you, my friends. And I will use Black Holes Study with Me as the thumbnail. Here is the conference information once again. Extreme Hate's biggest weakness is love. Oh, I'm definitely more focused on the love I get on this channel for sure. I just put that in the title to make people curious that didn't come to the live. But I absolutely appreciate you guys' love and support of this channel and your comments in the chat that are helpful and supportive, much, 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 much more than whatever the, other noise is. So I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Can we get 90 likes, 100 likes, 200 likes? Love you. Hi, JJ. Thank you, phone. Okay, so now about Anita. Um, where did you see Anita? Are you, did you see that somewhere on the conference? schedule. Mhm. La, 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 la. Wait, where am I again? Okay, my panel is on Thursday, June 11. Okay, 4:30. Okay. I would cover my panel, but on the live session, live stream as well, but I don't want to be distracted because I kind of have to be on point for the event over there. But when I'm not giving a talk, then I will live stream. Oh, hi, Hussein. Well, some of them were a lot more seriously hating than others. You said it about 10 minutes ago. Please take my comments. Hi, Hussein. My YouTube feed just got fixed. It dumped me into your live. Hi, Avyuk. How are you? I asked ChatGPT about you, and there came Anita. Aw. Yes, Anita is my project. We are all dust until sunshine. My name is not Anita. I will tell you about Anita though in just a second. Happy Tuesday night. Hi, Abraham. Okay, so here is my thesis. I will also share that with you. Well, this week I will stream again Thursday night and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 7 p.m. onwards. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hi, Anand. I don't speak Malayalam. I don't know any Malayalam. I know Bengali though. Oh, that's right. Today I took black holes as the topic that somebody requested, but I think next time we will talk about aliens and exoplanets. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, let me just. So tonight I don't have time to go into a lot of details about Anita, but please do um read my thesis. It's all about Anita. Well, I'm not going to talk about aliens in that sense, but I will be talking about exoplanets, which is sort of the gateway to maybe finding aliens. Because if we don't even have uh, worlds for aliens to inhabit, then we probably can't have aliens, right? Okay. There. I will also put in the chat about what Anita is really quickly. So Anita is the Antarctic Impulsive Transit Antenna. This is heavily discussed in my thesis, which I shared a link for. And this is a NASA long duration. So now I'm reading the abstract of my thesis, okay? So this is publicly available for free to everybody because it's a PhD thesis. And so it's online everywhere, or out there. The Antarctic Impulsive Transit Antenna is a NASA long duration balloon experiment with the primary goal of detecting ultra high energy neutrinos via the Ascarian effect. And by ultra high energy, I mean 10 to the 18 EeV or 10 to the 18 EV and above. I, you don't think Martians are aliens? Hello, Roshan. Roshan, you should become a member. Some people have, and I can try to cater to your specific education if you do. Um, well, if you want to be an astrophysicist, probably do have to get a PhD in either physics or astronomy, okay? I'm not sure that I can do private tutoring. I don't know if I have time in my schedule for personally tutoring. Sorry. But I am here on the lives and I have membership and things like that. I showed my outfit earlier. You might want to rewind. Here's my ring though. It's right here. See? Good luck. Good luck to my good luck ring. Oh, so I was saying, in the fourth Anita mission, the tunable universal filter front end, something I worked on, boards were deployed for mitigation of narrowband anthropogenic noise with tunable switchable notch filters. So this whole abstract um is there. I'm not sure that you want me to get into the whole thing right now. You look more Indian than Indian. What does that mean? You look more Indian than Indian. Not sure what that means, dude. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now I will email them because I needed to tell them my plans and I wanted to figure out my plans with you here first. Hablamos español también. Native American? I'm not Native American. Oh. Mhm. Vihan, hello. Mm. How many times will I show my outfit? The catwalk is a. I showed my outfit already. You have to rewind. 1 second. That would be welcomed. Okay, let me reply back here. Once I get 100 likes, I will show my outfit again. Hi, Reason. Are you an alien? B model? Hi, Ki! Hello, my friend. Shakuni Mama, hi. Mm. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Makeover. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Hi, Krillin. Ooh, I will also do an outfit check for another super chat. We at least gotta get to 100 likes, if not a super chat, because you're making me stand up. You should do a super chat, Sahib Singh. Don't get scammed. Okay. I'm planning to host live streams for my channel on June 10 to 11, likely during the 2 to 3 p.m. time. The audience is very interested in these topics, and I would be happy to share with $2 fit check. Okay. All right, casual burritos. Thank you. Thank you, casual burritos. Flex my muscles. Can we do $2 more because I need my number to get to a better number? Thank you, blurred lines. I don't know if I can flex hard. Number one, it's still Barry's money. Number two is still Pumbafo. Number three is Mad Dog. Casual burritos is number four. An Indian. You look like an Indian. Not two Indians, but one Indian. Okay, I think that's a good email. Oh. Oh, also let me tell you about need to go. All right, I'm also gonna be going live. Um, uh, um, wait. I'm not showing you jeans right now. I'm wearing a dress. $2 fit check. You're right. Please, one second. Here's the. It's a pink dress. It's $9.99 from Walgreens. This is it. For this summer. Wow. Lord করবো জিত পরে. Hello, Rajkumar. You want jeans? Not tonight. Next time. Hi, J Mike. Besides Earth, which planet is my favorite? Venus. I love Venus. I'm wearing a bathing suit underneath, actually, to embody summer and ocean and swimming time. And I went swimming. Mhm. Okay, actually, let me do this. I think I have to tell them. Thank you, casual burritos. The $2 fit check. Mars is a lot farther away. Hi, Buri. Hi, Super. Okay, I really hope that you guys have subscribed because I'm about to go to bed. Please be back here next time. Most likely, I will go live again on Thursday, if not tomorrow. And remember our live um on the weekend as well, okay? Mm, where is it? Remember about our live streams this weekend. Yes, Venus is not habitable, so I don't like it because of those reasons. Hmm. So, I see it now. Hmm. I think so. My plan will be to go live again Thursday night. And then on the weekend, we're going to be doing my evening lives with the brand partners product, work, whatever. That's gonna be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have to figure out my Saturday timing. It might be a little later. I think Friday and Sunday it will be 7 p.m. onwards. But oh wait, maybe I just need to do it Friday and Sunday, and then the following weekends, Friday and Sunday. I think I'll figure that out, but it's gonna be definitely Friday coming up here, okay? See you live soon, Thursday, Friday. Please subscribe, yes. Lives are, can be a lot. They can be a little wild sometimes. But today's crowd in the beginning wasn't that great, but when the crowd is good and there are nice questions, it's a really good discussion. So I hope that we can have a better crowd next time, okay? Subscribe and see you next time. Okay. Now. All right, guys. I hope I have made my upcoming schedule pretty clear. And I'm wrapping up a few things. And we're going to say goodnight and see you next time, okay? Question on physics, astronomy, astrophysics, cosmology. Please bring more next time, which is going to be Thursday. Hmm. Thank you, Aryan. Thank you, Sandeep Kumar. Hi, John. Bye, Reason. See you next time. Take care. Newton's laws? What do you mean? Which one? Hi, Unforgettable. Hi, Skeletora. Okay. Thank you, Heike. See you next time. Please like, share, comment when for the weekend lives too. I will need your support there. Bye, guys. Mwah. Thank you, Usha. Thank you, Ali. Hi, Exuberant. I'm good. How are you? Bye bye. Take care, Finland. Take care, Poland. Take care, all my friends. Hi, Nasruddin. I'm okay. How are you? Good night, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. Go under the live tab to catch more of these lives that are pre-recorded or already recorded, or there's more videos under the video tab. Thank you. Oh yeah, my Tumblr, yes. This one was just on sale. Hi, Rock Bar. Mwah, 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 mwah. See you soon next time. Bring your questions. We will continue from the giant stars and black holes discussion that we had tonight. Please rewind if you're catching this late. And we will also have weekend lives that are special lives coming up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So catch you there and see you soon. Mwah. Bye, guys. Thank you